It's Friday Night Live with your host, your brother Methos and the Freak, and recently escaped from the basement, Oni. And now for the car wreck of the show, welcome to the Cross and Fizz. And we are live? What?
What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolford the Methos.
What the hell you say? It is the Freak.
Where's my bells? Where's my horns?
Oh, hold on, wait, I gotta get it. Hold on, here, wait, here it is. Come on, here it is, There it is. Meow. More, because I know you're very vain, but it's okay. I like it.
Hey, man.
There you go.
Hey,
you're worth it. You are
Oni.
You're worth it.
Me.
And our special guest.
A very handsome lad.
Indeed he is.
You know what? He is both our resident green skin and, of course, amazing food reviewer and mukbanger.
Oh my god.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, my brother.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is G, and I'm PhunkenHungry.
Yes! Gosh, I love that.
My brother.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody knows him around the community, well loved by all. But in addition to and we've spoken about, I feel like we speak about this every week on the show. In addition to being an amazing hobbyist and a phenomenal painter of the green skin tones, he is a food review channel as well. Oh, no. I'm sorry, since it's angelic orc music, it's more like whoa.
I do have a happy little orc to paint today.
Nice.
I'm like getting my inner Bob Ross out, my happy little orc.
But will you be able to focus on it once the nuclear noodles start burning?
Okay.
Well, that's what we're gonna find out.
That sounds good.
So Freak reached out to me a couple weeks ago and said, man, I really enjoyed watching PhunkenHungry burn in his 2x and 3x challenge. Let's just see if we can get him on the show and have him hurt himself again.
It's like I think he might internally instantaneously combust. I'm thinking this is gonna happen. We get to watch it live.
If you just see me like just discombobulate and explode and turn into atums.
Oh my gosh, it'd be like in what is that classic anime people say everybody needs to watch? Tetsuo Kaneda, Akira. Just swell and explode. All right, we got some Hypersapian PhunkenHungry fans in the chat tonight. We got Mini War Mutts. What up, dogs?
How you doing?
He is the master of the nacho and the taco.
Yes.
We got the misadventures of Mr. Fish. Happy Flipping Friday.
Friday.
Actually, you know what? I am an amateur in the ways of the wah. Gee, can you give us a proper wah for once?
Wow!
Yeah.
Wow, that
That's
Hey,
the
actually-
neighbor's cat.
Sorry, Muffy.
We've got
People didn't have headsets on. Methos, right?
we've got a man who will heroically mow down green stins with bolter and blade. Lupus Canis.
Yeah.
Smash that like button, please, peeps. Cheers. Good to see you, my
Cheers,
friend.
indeed. I already finished my first bottle.
Hey, no,
My next one.
no nachos or tacos tonight. Tonight it's chicken teriyaki for dinner.
What?
And he says, looks
what
like
the hell you say?
Jedi Oni instead of a set to trash Oni.
No.
Are we having? Are we having blackened chicken salad?
Mm.
I mean, chicken salad is pretty good, but not tonight.
Mm.
I
Look
believe
at
this
that
is
ice, baby. Look at that ice.
Ah,
Oh,
so jealous.
fresco. Mm.
Woohoo! It's the Hyper G.
Jay, the Hypersapian.
Oh, we are having blackened chicken salad. Derp derp. Well loved is a stretch. Highly tolerated is like it.
Wow.
G is well loved in this community.
He
Well
is
loved.
indeed.
Mini Warbutt says, "Bust out a Kraft mac and cheese to review, brah."
Wow.
He, you know,
Careful. Careful. You might be, you might be lactose. Yeah, that'd be really tough.
You want a mac and cheese review?
No, not from you. Gosh, no, not from you.
Hey, he's in the safety of his own home.
No.
We're still
I'll-
here. He
I'll-
wants to air it. Like, okay,
I'll,
a live stream?
no.
Do you remember what happened at Chippendales?
I'll do the review at Freak's house.
Oh, no, you won't. Oh, hell no. No. Everybody thought it was refried beans, and it wasn't.
the
Yeah,
extra.
those refried beans were delicious though.
It's gonna be the Kraft thick and creamy with extra cheese.
Those refried beans were delicious though.
They are, man. They are.
I
Woke up
definitely
in the
want to.
middle of the night last night, all in a sweat, dreaming about those beans, man.
Oh, my God.
It's like, oh, I gotta have those beans. Like withdrawals sweats.
Those are really good, man. Those are really damn good beans, man. Are you talking about the ones that I served with that? Yeah. So if you don't know the story, Brother Oni came by early in the morning to go for a ride. We went out for a bike ride just a couple weeks ago, and we came back. We came back a little early, and Brother Oni hadn't had breakfast and everything. I was like, dude, I got you. Me Casas, you do Casa, right? And so I
Did
I
you
had
talk about
some.
that last week during?
I don't think. I told we talked about riding, but I don't think we talked about the meal.
I don't remember anything that happened last Friday. If I'm being honest.
So what was funny is, he was hungry. I was like, okay, you do it, I got you. And so I usually go to the High Hispanic meat market that's just a couple of miles down.
Our plan was to actually go have breakfast somewhere. But
Right.
We finished early.
We did, yeah. So we went ahead and I had some of these tortillas that I buy. They're like the semi-cooked, so you can finish cooking them, and so I had one of those, and these refried beans that my wife gets from HEB. These are the best refried black beans. You can't find them like that. They are like, I'm telling you, just like what my grandmother makes. It's so good. And I said, dude, you're gonna like this. He was like, nah, man, I'm not gonna like this. So you want beans? All right. What are they, black beans? I said, yeah. All right, go ahead. Throw them on there. I said, dude, you're gonna like these beans. And then, man, dude, tore it up, man. Those black beans are just banging. They were fire, man. Oh. So that's the only thing that my wife buys. That's it. When it comes to refried beans, we don't get the refried red bean crap. No, it's black beans, man, and it's super good, dude.
Well, you gotta send me a pic next time so I know what to pick up.
Yeah, we got like 8-10 cans.
Hey man, if you want a picture, just let me know. I'll send you a picture.
No. That's the aftermath. No.
Big hand is him, you know.
But anyway, yeah, man, it was good. It was good, and we had a great ride too. In case,
Mythos has that shut up face.
Oh no, Methos is.
I was reading the comments.
And the shut
It's
up
okay,
face.
I get it.
No.
I get it.
You can see it on his face, Oni. It just says STFU. I mean, beautifully.
Oh, yeah.
No.
STFU.
Yeah.
No. The noodle challenge. Fish says he wants to try the noodle challenge, but I don't know if I want to pay $20 for a pack of noodles. That's fair.
That's nice.
I guess like maybe if you Amazon it, it's like a pack of many. I don't know.
Yeah, it normally comes in a pack of 5. Like, you might be able to find them individual, but who wants to get one when you can have 5 so you can die 5 times?
Hey, you can die 5 times.
Yeah.
I really wish I could have them.
Yeah.
Man, I miss so much. Alcohol, spicy foods.
I've probably been doing enough of you lately for both of us together.
Yeah. I'll take care of the bubbly, and he'll take care of the food for you.
I need some kind of like. I've been watching Cyberpunk 2020 this week.
Nice.
I need some. I need a what do they call it in the series? I need a chrome pancreas. That way I can process spice and alcohol again.
Alcohol.
James South says, "Let's go, crew! Eat the chip, eat the chip."
Man, I have seen so many videos of that chip being eaten, and nothing good has ever come out of any of that.
Darklight ate it on his stream, and he wasn't really bothered. He just said it was just really dusty and dry. Like, it made him cough because it was just so... Like, the chip is covered in dust, in the spicy dust.
To my point and defense, he's Thai.
He is Thai.
I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear shit. I went to a Thai restaurant, and this is an authentic Thai restaurant here, not too far from Magnolia. And when they ask you what heat level,
it's like,
low,
it's not too spicy. Oh, you bitch.
medium,
Oh, you lady.
or high. Yeah, they say, "Are you lady boy?" What? And I say,
I'll show you, lady boy.
I say, medium. They're low, or the low or standard, I guess, is hot. The medium is melt your face off. The hot is emergency room.
Go home in an ambulance.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. There is no, and the problem is, they don't get me wrong, the food is absolutely freaking delicious. It is so good, hot or not. Oh my gosh. But they just guess. They just freaking guess. This won't blow a hole out of his rectum. Dude, it's ridiculous. So no, I don't want to hear that crap.
You know what's funny is it typically, especially at most of the authentic Thai places that I used to frequent with my mom, anybody who doesn't look Asian, they won't even sell them the spiciest level. There's a phrase that they have in Thai. I don't speak Thai myself. My mom has told me about it, but there's a phrase that they say, "spicy for you," you know, like as in spicy for you Americans, because
right
when they say oh, maximum spicy, they mean maximum spicy for you, you know,
right.
Like my friend Roxas, you'll see him in the chat sometimes. He comes in under Geary, but he actually used to have my mom order his food for him because Brother Roxas is very, very, blonde hair, blue eyes, very pale. He is Nordic Caucasian, and so of course he'll go in
For
there.
the mountains of Caucasus.
He'll go in there and try explaining to them.
Score.
He'll go in there and try to explain to them that no, I can handle it. I need the spiciest you can make it, and they'll give him the maximum spice.
The white boy spice.
Exactly, the maximum spice they would give an American.
Right.
So my mom will go in there and order it Thai, and it's a world of difference between what the spiciest they'll serve him and what's the spiciest they'll serve her. So he's got to get her to buy his food for him.
Dude, I tried the medium, and that lit me up. It lit me freaking up. Dude, it was delicious, but let me tell you something. And you know what? It's weird because it's not a lingering heat. It's not one of those that just like, hot and then you're like on fire for the next 3 days. You know what I mean? But oh God, at the moment, it's very, very, very painful. And I'm like, oh,
was Alicia Keys playing for you at the end?
Oh, she was, dude. Oh, yeah.
That butt is on fire?
Uh-huh, yeah. That butt is on fire. And I'm like, dude, it was like, I had my own built-in flamer. Oh,
So what's the dress code at a Thai restaurant? Is it suit and tie?
Yes.
They wanted a dad joke, so I had to give them one.
Mini Warmut says instead of having a napkin at the table in these restaurants, they just have packets of preparation H next to the sweet and low on the table.
They just have fire extinguishers there, so you can put out the fire after.
Yep. Fish says, I love stupid spicy, but it's the out gesture that gets me.
Yep. That's a thing.
You're talking about flames out the ass.
Yeah.
James says, a template weapon?
Fire in the hole.
Yeah, so on live, on PhunkenHungry Live last week, I did the world's hottest chips. Basically corn chips that has like scorpion pepper, as Carolina Reaper, and they were okay. They tasted like really bad though. They didn't have much flavor. But let's just say that that whole night.
Reaper or Raper?
Raper, of course.
I heard pecker. I don't know why I heard pecker.
Are we back onto the peckered flavored things, freak?
Speaking of pecker, though.
No.
You want to see my pecker?
Oh my gosh!
It's funny you mentioned pecker because that's the part that was burning the most. I thought I was wondering, did I have an STD or something? It was like, when I went to the toilet.
Oh my God! Yes.
Start going to the toilet. I swear it felt like liquid lava coming out.
Oh no!
Had to double check.
Oh my God! No, dude, that's your kidneys failing. That's what that is. I'm telling you.
Man, I've eaten quite a bit of spicy food in my time.
I've never had that.
I've always had it always gets spicy on the back end, but I've never had spicy piss before. That's a new one for me, dog.
But it didn't stop as well. Like it was about 8 hours. It was like. And then when I'm like, it's not going to happen now. And then all of a sudden it lit me back up. But yeah, that was definitely a fun experience. I've never had that one before.
And that was the chips that did that one?
That was the chips.
I bet that second box of chips is going to stay closed.
What's going to happen is your kidneys are going to, when you're sleeping, they're going to climb out of your gut somewhere from somehow. They're going to move up towards where your face is, and they will punch you right in the face. Telling you.
Man. Who Took My Dice said, you were talking about beans earlier, he said, had hot dogs and beans this week. We had a hot dog and beans day this week, too, at our house. Good stuff.
Oh, my gosh.
By
the way, if you guys are wondering what is going on, if you're just joining us, we got Brother G, who's going to be tearing it up, literally. And then I take care of the bubbly. So
Yeah,
I get to
when I was
actually
When I was
get
speaking
to.
to Freaking Methos, I was like, oh, do you want me to do the times 2 or the 3 times spicy? It's like, oh, it's up to you. I'm like, well, you know, I thought to myself, I'm not going to come on here and just have the 2. I may as well kill myself. And they say to like do these challenges on a full stomach and like, you know, I've only
don't
been
die.
awake for an hour and a half, couple of hours. So yeah, no food. I've only had my good old Kermit cup of tea.
Oh my gosh.
Have to get my English.
No, we don't want you to Harry carry on live on our stream, okay? We just want you to
It's exactly like Oni said about G a couple weeks ago when we talked about the 2 times spicy challenge. G said, "I ain't no bitch."
Because the times 2 are kind of enjoyable, like, you know, they're spicy, but then like the 3 times are the ones that I'm gonna like, you know, sweat and cry and whatever else.
And we must paint your model through your tears.
Yes. So what we're gonna do, the way we're gonna do it, when you're ready to start, I know you got to go and do your boiling, get your stuff handled, and then come back. That's all fine. But once you're ready to go, I'm going to set it up to where it's instead of gallery like we have it right now. I'm going to set the camera view on speaker. So the moment you start talking, or your focus is it's going to be on you. It's going to be the full screen on you, baby. So,
which we'll see how well that works out, because you know he's going to be stuffing his face. He's not going to be making a ton of noise.
Yeah, you have to do like commentary, like
he
it's a
can
sports
gargle,
game.
you know.
Oh yeah, we got you, man. There's plenty of commentary. Methos never runs out of commentary. I'm gonna tell you that much.
All he can
like
he can make some gargling noise, you know.
Gargling noise, yeah, we can do that too. So.
Yeah, that's kind of noises I edit out when it's not live. I like edit out all the weird noises. You know, when it's live, you can't really like.
It's true.
That.
Now, if we start hearing things like, then we may have to cut it, bro. We may have to like, we got to save your dignity, okay? I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay. Now, just in case,
like,
what's the emergency services number in Australia?
000.
Huh?
000.
000.
Okay.
Wow, I butt dialed that number more than anything. Holy crap.
It's like the joke that I've made a couple of times when I've done really hot stuff. It's like when I start crying and stuff, I'm like, oh, it's not the food. I've just watched a really sad film before.
All right, that one's down.
Ex-Gear Commander, happy freaking Friday.
Happy freaking Friday.
Don't do that, because I will call you out.
He will.
James says, a pecker flavored lollipop. Mini Warmut says, a peckered pickle? A pickled pecker?
Use a pecker pickle.
And then talking about the 6-hour burning piss, James says, you probably need to go to the clinic, G.
I think that's really good.
Yeah, you know, we like seeing your reactions, but we're not going to ask you to eat those chips on stream, because we
be like,
we don't want to do that to Big G.
Is your pecker? Is your pecker?
I said to myself when I'm laying there at night, you know, like I'm kind of not really suffering, but not enjoying the, you know, the lava coming out of, you know, the pecker. So I'm like, I'm gonna probably chill on the spicy stuff for a while, and then it's like the next day for lunch I had Indomie noodles that aren't that spicy, but I put the Samyang
Oh wow!
Like to spice it up, and I'm like sort of eating it, and I'm like, oh, wasn't I trying to chill on the spicy?
The food has arrived. Nom nom nom. Enjoy the teriyaki chicken, my brother.
You can probably down. Damn it! Beat me to it.
Well, I might duck off and start getting this stuff ready.
Okay. Yep. All right. I'm gonna go get another bubbly. I'll be right back, guys, because I gotta pee it.
All right. Well, G, my man. We usually kick off the show with a little. G is also gonna go make noodles. Oni, my man, what you got for a poke chat? Oh, you can go. Or you can start off with your pork chop. What you been up to, brother?
Yeah.
What you working on?
All right. So I've been trying to get through my backlog. I had issues with snick rot, so at the end of April, he had a bit of damage on him, so I kind of got a bit disheartened and put him to the side. And then basically I've just been working on my beast boss at the moment. So because it's like you've seen the unboxing and how many parts it is, it's a fairly busy model. So even in the instruction manual, they tell you to do it in sub-assemblies. So I have been sort of doing it in sub-assembly, but I've started to get him together. So he now has one arm on. He has his face glued to the body. I put on his jaw piece last night. Still need to paint a lot of it, but it's like once I've kind of painted the inside and dry fit it to see if it looks okay, and then I just need to go over like the areas with a bit more paint. But I have in sub-assembly, because he has like 4 of these big tusk horns attached to him, so they're all on a paint pot with some blue tack and they're being kind of worked on. I just sprayed them with Wraith Bone, put on some extra bone color, and I'm gonna use Skeleton Horde contrast just to try to get them to move along faster, because I've tried to sort of not take as long as I normally do to paint, but I am still, like I look at contrast and it looks okay, but I still feel like you need to add more to it, like layer it up a bit more personally. Sure. So I've got his other arm that has a claw, and then he has this targeting squig, and then this huge shoulder pad that has like a husk and stuff on it as well. So it's kind of all sub-assembly, but I'm trying to move it along fairly quickly. So that's mainly what I've done this week, and it's coming along fairly nicely. Like last night I was doing a lot of the metals. So I've just been, I don't normally do oxidization on metal, but because the beast snaggers, I just felt like compared to normal orcs, they'd be even more sort of grimy, and just most likely use tools or metals that like even the other orcs would probably be like, no, that's like, a little bit too cheap for us. So I've done some bronze on certain parts, done some oxidization, and I'm gonna I normally weather up my metals, like my irons and stuff, but I'm gonna weather it up and dirty it up even more than I normally do. So yeah, that's basically what I've just been doing for the last week. And I want to do a painting video for it, but for the May the Squig Be With You Orcamorcas challenge, I'm doing the Squig boss. And basically when I was building it, the face looks a fair bit like Dr. Doom, because he has like this metal face, and you sort of just see his eyes coming through it. And he has the night goblins from Fantasy or Age of Sigmar. They have like kind of like jester hats and with big cloaks. Like so I'm gonna do it like Dr. Doom from Marvel sort of color scheme. So I'm gonna do like the green cloak, and then I'm gonna do like all the metals, but do them quite chrome instead of like sort of like really weather them up or make them sort of dark. I'm gonna like do them quite bright metals. So I'm gonna do him and do him like as a Dr. Doom. I nicknamed him Dr. Shroom.
Dr. Shroom, that's awesome.
Because he's a night goblin. I'm like, Dr. Shroom. So yeah, that's sort of a project that I'm going to do soon. Probably start it next week, because I want to paint him, but do like just a quick, fun little painting video for it. Yeah, that's me.
Also, Dr. Shroom also sounds like some kind of psychedelic dealer. You get your.
Well, he does have this. He does have a bag on his back. It's like a little bag, and it has all this mushrooms in it. And he has some on his shoulders, and I added a few more extra to the base. So he's definitely like, walking around picking up the mushrooms. And if anyone knows night goblins or gloomspite gits, a lot of their buffs and stuff, like they have these snuffler squigs, kind of like truffle pigs. And they go around sniffing out mushrooms, and then they pick them up and give them to the other.
Freak, next time you got to hold that up to the microphone. Get that snick right there on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the buffs and the lore and a lot of the aesthetic has a lot to do with the mushrooms. And I know a lot of people, and I think I've seen it on some of your Gloomspite stuff too, where you do some of the mushroom speckling on
With the white, the red with the white is kind of like old school traditional fantasy style. So I kind of like that. The mushrooms with the white dots, because the fanatics, they're ones that they normally make the mushrooms into like a brew. And because I used to like orcs and goblins for fantasy, they basically drink the brew and then they spin around with those big balls and chains, and they just keep them spinning because they're so like high and stuff. But they just because orcs and goblins was a really interesting but annoying army to play with because they had animosity. So the orcs fought the goblins. Sometimes the trolls were like had stupid. So sometimes if you roll like a 6 or whatever it was, they don't do anything. Like they're just that dumb that they're just like, oh, what am I doing again? And then with the fanatics, they come out of your night goblin regiment. So you roll this dice and it has directions on the dice of what way they go. So sometimes they go into your enemy, but sometimes they go through your own troops. So you can roll it and they start like attacking and going through your own squad of dudes. So yeah, it was always a fun army, but sometimes, not the easiest to use.
That's pretty awesome. I know a lot of people miss that kind of randomized aspect from Orc and Goblin gameplay. A lot of people miss the fact that it was just so random and chaotic.
Yeah, because they used to be able to run off the board as well. Animosities, like if the goblins got into a fight and it was they was outnumbered or just not doing well, sometimes like the whole regiment used to run off the board. So like they just run away. And
Run away.
I did that in 40K once. I was playing my Space Wolves. It was when Space Wolves was my only army. And our best player at the store was Lars, our orc guy. And he had 2 big squads of orc bikers. And I had 2 land speeders with double heavy bolter. And he was kicking my ass. And I was like, the only way I've got a chance to pull back is maybe I could start making people run away with their poor leadership. And this was back in 7th when the whole army could just run off the board, And he had a lot of points invested in the 2 big biker squads. And I shot one set of heavy bolters this way and one of them this way. And both of them lost enough boys to with the poor roll, fail leadership. And both of them just kept running and running and eventually ran off the board. And so then suddenly, just because of their leadership, I was suddenly back in the game because a large part of his army had run off the board. I was like, yay! I think it's one of the few times I ever actually beat Lars, and it was mostly, the luck on his, It's funny.
Oh,
Oni, my man, what you got for a poke chop this week?
Poke chop.
Nothing.
That's what's up.
I mean, I recorded something, but I didn't like it, so I deleted the video.
Oh man.
Oh, that's a shame.
I
knew you said you didn't like how it came out, but I didn't realize you deleted it.
How was that a shame? I didn't like it, so it got deleted.
I'm just saying it's a shame it didn't work out the way you wanted it to.
Oh, yeah. So the way that I do my recordings is the same way that I do my figures. If I don't like it, I'll throw it away.
Oh my god.
I'll get rid of it.
Except for the part where one of us will try and keep you from throwing it away. With the video, there's no chance for us to rescue it from the trash can.
Yeah.
I still love you, Gamora.
It's trash.
Oh, you said the other night that you only have the backpack left from that other special project. Is the rest destroyed? I couldn't tell if you were joking when you said you threw it across the room.
Come on, this piece of trash.
Oh, okay. He's still there.
Oh man.
It survived. Although now there's like a green spot on my wall where I threw it.
Oh man. Although that's a good sales pitch for whatever brand of resin you're using. What you working on tonight, brother?
It's so rigid, it'll survive a.
It'll survive a
yeeting. Are you tired of eating your resin models and it coming out broken? Well, now you can yeet super resin.
Endorsed by Send a Trash Oni from the fucking. I
Now-
stand by it.
Now you don't have to
It's
worry
not,
about
it's not
your
super resin.
model
It's ascended
breaking.
resin.
Ascended trashy resin. And now you can throw your ascended trashy resin to any wall now.
Meanwhile, the board are just like, why are you putting trash in it? Isn't that
Isn't that like
Isn't that
complete
good,
negative? Yeah.
it's like no?
No, that's how.
Just let it happen. Just let it happen. It's like,
Can withstand yeets of up to 25 miles an hour.
You throw it at poor Timmy.
and they're like, that's a very specific number.
What'd you say, G?
I said they could throw it at Timmy. You remember Timmy?
Oh yeah, right.
Or Timmy outside
it
playing
just-
with his ball.
It's a
the
spin-off.
spokesman.
Yes.
The spokesman says this can withstand yeeting up to 25 miles an hour, and he just throws it off camera. Right, the camera cuts to a hospital where Timmy's on a.
There's
crutch,
Timmy like
and,
this.
yeah, he's got a bandage around his head and a crutch
It's
coming out.
true. I barely survived.
He's just coming out of the hospital, and he's like, "Oh, thank God I survived that Thunderhawk experience." And just the resin figure comes from off screen and clobbers him in the head.
It's a good thing at the hospital.
Oh man, poor Timmy.
But no, that if I ever do meet the sculptor for that model in real life,
You'll dorn him
Real
in the
life.
balls.
You're
Real
adorn
life
them in the
shenanigans.
balls. Oh, Dick
Real life
Nanigans. Right,
shenanigans.
yes.
Dick
I'm gonna
Nanigans.
duck off for a second. I'll be back.
All right, baby. All right, yeah.
Wait,
Get started.
Last time I remember somebody saying "I'll be back" like that, they came back with the pump action shotgun. Also, it was Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2.
Okay.
I mean, I've said it before, and I came back, but I was pumping something else.
Oh man, Freak, what you got for a poke chop, baby?
Huh?
I haven't finished my pork chop.
Oh, my bad. I thought that was the.
Oh no, I was really like, okay, let's move on.
All right,
Oh,
Back to the
God.
pumping. Tell us more about your poke chop.
No,
like
no.
screw that guy. No, that was it. I was just messing with you.
What you working on tonight?
I think we've already gone over that.
Did we?
Blade Guard veteran.
No. Maybe it's just my CRS.
I know my ABCs too.
I didn't do anything.
Locke Cushionata, my brother. Good to see you, brother Locke. I hope you're doing well. Hey, only a couple of weeks left in this semester, and you get a break from your classes. Egan, hello, my fellow dice rollers. Sounds like an awesome project. Oh, I'll have to tell G when he comes back. I think that was him talking about his Bloom Spike Gets project. Rico Licioso.
Yo. Hey, how you doing?
What up, baby?
How you doing? How can I help you?
What you got for a poke chop?
You sexy beast.
You want me to start out?
No, not with you. I'll step in.
Huh?
Oh man, actually, I don't know who actually is, but so one of the issues I was having was with my my FDM printer, and so that thing was kicking my butt, and finally I ordered the right part, which is the extruder.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh, you had no, oh, just, I don't even with you. So I was getting some really crappy prints, a lot of separation on the layers, and I couldn't figure out why. And lo and behold, I started looking and start seeing that the gear, the little brass gear that pulls on the PLA and kind of guides it through the little guide pulley, was at times free spinning. Like it was spinning, but no PLA was pulling through. I'm like, wait a minute, that shouldn't be like that. There should be enough tension to where it should, pull the PLA through. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I shine a light and I noticed that the guide pulley, the arm or the part where the guide pulley was on, there was a hairline crack. I'm like, what the? So I went to go grab it. When I did, the whole thing came right off. It snapped completely off. I'm like, holy crap. So what I do, I went and ordered the metal. So apparently that was a plastic, like a hardened kind of plastic. And I was like, why would you put a plastic part on a printer like that? That's so stupid. Anyway, so this was actually, yeah, that's dumb, man. So I put an actual metal upgrade extruder, and man,
that's why if you look at videos,
yeah,
for like must-have upgrades for that printer,
yeah,
get the metal one.
Yeah, and you know what? It's definitely worth it, every penny. So now I'm getting really good, prints. This actually looks like a resin print.
Those are really good textures.
It's incredible. And I wasn't expecting that. I mean, man, I think it might have broke. It might have cracked during the time that I was in the middle of trying to print. Remember, I was trying to print my what do you call it? My bolter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I still have the parts for the bolter, but I couldn't finish because the way it printed the last piece, it was all jagged. Like, oh man, I thought there's got to be something wrong with the freaking. I even went round and round with Oni. I was like, dude, I don't know what's going on. I think it's the damn, it's the calibration. Yes, we did. You even came over here and actually calibrated it for me.
I did?
Yes, you did. You calibrated it for me, dude. You came, you stuck the paper underneath it, and I tried it, and it just it would not freaking work. And so.
Sure.
So, anyway, but that's what it was. It was the damn extruder.
Speaking of which, my brother, my generous, amazing, generous brother. Is there any chance that you can look at my baby when you come over tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll bring my meter too. So bring my multimeter and see what the hell's going on in that. Aside from that, some other pork chop news. Crazy thing. So I just posted a recent Choo Choo Charles video, but the one previously to that shocked the living hell out of me because apparently that is at. Let me be truthful here. Okay, first of all, it freaked me out because that video nearly tripled just about all of the views of any video that I've ever put out. At this moment, this is just 6 days ago, that video has 420 views. I'm like, what? How? Why? Really? Which is absolutely outstanding. So really, really excited how it's doing. And so I went ahead and I posted another one yesterday afternoon, and it's getting a lot of traction. So apparently everybody likes Choo Choo Charles. And it's a fun game. It's a really fun game to play. So I picked up another game that had just come out, and it is like a part 2 or spin-off. Not a spin-off. It is more of a part 2 of Propagation. I played the first Propagation.
Mr. Southpaw comes back, huh?
Southpaw, yeah.
You know why? Southpaw.
Because it's Southpaw.
Southpaw.
Yeah, everybody loves a Southpaw, baby. But the cool thing is that, okay, so the original Propagation, it's a zombie shooter on VR only. It's a lot of fun. It's crazy, very, oh man, it's jump scares like crazy. But the problem is that you really, you pretty much have to stay still. You have to stand still. You can't move or anything. So you're standing.
Because I was the one who introduced you to.
Yes, you were. You freaking were. Just like you introduced me to
Well,
Phasmophobia.
My VR headset's been acting up.
Oh.
Because like I don't know, for some reason it starts heating up and then it just kapoots.
But anyway, the new propagation, I think something hotel, you could actually move around, which is really neat. So I'm gonna be I'll be doing some recording on that as well. So that is going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be pretty trippy. So pretty excited about it. Got a lot of stuff irons in the fire. As far as hobby wise, I don't have a whole lot going on. Like I said, just trying to get my FDM printer going because I wanted to start printing some of those walls that you asked me for, Methos, and now that it's freaking fixed, I can do it.
Well, I mean, we did talk a little bit earlier this week about, it's time for, now that you've knocked out your last kind of commission piece for someone else, it's time for you to print some stuff for you. So
Yep.
That brain can go on hold for later, man. You do you.
Yeah.
Take care of you.
Yeah. So I need to start pulling some stuff out and see what I can come up, or print some stuff. So I just gotta start making a list of the stuff that I want to start printing out, and then just start executing.
Keegan says when you were talking about how you went and checked that part on your FDM printer and like the whole thing came off, he says, yeah, that'll make a problem.
It's weird because I mean, it looked like it would start working right, and then I'm thinking, all right, this is going to do it. And then you'll start seeing the layers, the gaps between each layer. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I printed the exact same model, but the crazy part of the layers were so jagged and wide. There was no adhesion. So, like, I mean, this is feels solid, right? That thing, I just got to pull it apart and snap. I
told him before it looked like he was making Grand's flaky biscuits.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. Like, holy crap, that's crazy.
I was mentioning that my baby was broken. I asked Freak to take a look at it. Keegan says, they're great until they break. Choo Choo is the spider train game, isn't it? Yep.
Yes.
Choo Choo Charles.
Choo Choo Charles. It's a really fun game. Like I said, some of the dialogue, not all of it, but some of the dialogue and the NPCs is kind of goofy, kind of hokey.
Oh my gosh. One thing from your last playthrough is you were out looking at something and you're like, I'm kind of far away from my train. You said, feel like Cray is going to come get me. And you were talking about Charles.
Yes.
I imagine Pickle Lady with her arms up like this.
You got my pickles!
Give me that pickle! Give me that pickle! No means no.
I want your pickle! Stay away from me, woman.
She's the true horror monster of this game.
Ugh. But yeah, it is a lot of fun. I love trains. That's why I really, really, really get into it. I actually love trains. I was a train fanatic when I was a kid. And, it's got a pretty good mechanic, of
I kind of wish, because you love trains so much, you love doing the honking the horn. I kind of wish that would increase your aggro. You'd sit there.
Right?
He
starts coming after me.
Get you, yeah.
It's like, just telling me, quit doing it, I'm trying to sleep. And then kills me. That's probably why he kills me each time. I wish that the whistle would last, like, I wish it would just, because it just cuts off really quick. It's like, and that's it. Instead of, just let it linger and reverb. No, it won't. It's just, come on, man. I could have done a better job.
I don't know if you're, I didn't realize how interested you are in trains. Our old buddy, Emperor's Path used to do a 30K Space Wolves channel.
Yeah.
His whole channel is trains now, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you may want to check him out.
Yeah.
Keegan says, going back to your FDM problems, he says, wait till your hot end fan starts going out.
Ugh. Yeah. I mean, that's usually a lot easier to figure out because, you know, well, it depends if you're really looking for it or not. But that's what I thought was the problem. But I mean, I'm getting good airflow from, you know, from the regular cooling fan and then the blowing fan that blows onto the model. So yeah, hold on. Here. Yeah, like here's a part of it. Ain't that crazy? That's the yep, that's the part that's supposed to go to the opposite of the brass extruder gear that pushes it, and this whole piece just went snap. Couldn't believe it. That's the third time I've dropped it. Anyway, but yeah, that's crazy, man. So yeah, tomorrow the lovely wife, Mrs. Freak, is going to go once again to attempt hopefully her final attempt to ride. She's been doing a lot better. She's been taking her bike and been riding around. I'll take it to the high school parking lot, and she'll do some drills. Matter of fact, Brother Oni and me and her, we actually went out there and done some drills and stuff. So it really, really helped out a lot. So she's got her confidence. She's doing much, much better. So I'm hoping tomorrow and Sunday, you know, she can really ace it and then pass that exam. And that way she can, you know, you can take the next step and finally go to the DMV and get that M stamp on her driver's license. So really excited about that.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, he's ready. Look at him. Woo. Boy, he's got the coat for the sweat.
Oh, we about to
it's on like Donkey Kong, baby.
Is that 3 packs? 2 packs?
Oh, mercy. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back.
Oh, it's
I don't want to
3
miss
packs.
it. Oh, man. Hold on. Oh, God.
And I haven't put the sauce in yet, just so you can see, you know, people can see the show before their eyes.
We're going to start out with some pale, undressed noodles, and they're about to be glowing hot. That's why people call these nuclear noodles.
Gonna put on some gloves just in case it gets all on my hands. It's so hard to get this stuff off once it's on.
If you go into any different variations of Korean noodles, or if you go into any but not any, but if you go into some of the popular Korean restaurants, if you ask for nuclear sauce, typically you're getting these 2 times and 3 times spicy sauces. So, and on top of that, not only does G eat the 2 and 3 times spicy noodles, but he was mentioning on the show earlier, he's actually got a bottle of the Samyang nuclear sauce, just in case he wants to be extra nuclear for, you know, some reason.
Yeah, I was going to bring that out and put some on, but I'm like, probably like three of these packets.
Yeah, three will probably do it. Yeah. Hey, nothing near as impressive because, again, those of you who don't know, I mean, some of you who've been with the show a while, you know, I used to eat a lot of really spicy stuff. The 2 times nuclear noodles used to be one of my go-tos. You know, I'm Thai, so Thai chilies, Thai spice sauces, you know, common hot sauce around my household was, you know, usually a sauce made from a little bit of lime, fresh Thai chilies, fish sauce, little MSG, boom, quick hot sauce we'd put on everything. I can't have that anymore because of the pancreatitis. It inflames my pancreas. So the family had Wendy's tonight, and so I had a chicken burger earlier, and I've got myself a cup of Wendy's chili. The only thing I'm allowed to have spice-wise now is Louisiana hot sauce now because it's not really hot, but got it dressed up with some Louisiana.
Oh man,
you hot sauce guys! I miss the hot sauce.
So if no one's seen this, it basically looks like blood almost because it's like red, but obviously when it clumps together, it goes almost black.
Yeah, it's like coagulated blood.
Yeah. So when you kind of see the light reflecting through it, you can see it's kind of like red. But then when obviously it sort of all clumps together and it's like really black almost. So I did do the ghost pepper. That was dayback. It's a Malaysian like ramen, and that was ghost pepper. But I found they wasn't as bad as this, because the 3 times it kind of gives you that indigestion, that heartburn feeling quite quickly. Because once it, obviously the sauce and the noodles like fling down your mouth, it's almost like a zombie trying to come back for a second go. And I didn't find, and the ghost pepper ones had kind of like a bit of a smoky taste to them as well. But yeah, they was hot, but not as hot as this, I found. Like, I found them a little bit more pleasant, but then maybe it's because the more you do it, because I went into this, you hear all these horror stories about that. So I think that it sort of gets in, like, it gets in your brain. It's a bit of a mental game.
Psychs you out a little bit.
You know, when a lot of people are freaking out and saying how hot they are, like, you sort of have a bit of this like concern, you're a little bit worried or whatever. But then when I had them and obviously realized like I can kind of handle them, quotation marks, that it's not so bad. So on the video that I did for these, I had the one bowl, but a lot of the people in the Australian YouTube food community, before I sort of was doing YouTube, they all try to have them the fastest. That's why I did them really fast, because the fastest person was about 1:18. So I'm like, oh, I'll do it fast, but then it's going to be a really short video. Just sit there and just suffer for a while. So I ended up doing that second bowl. Had that second bowl prepared. But yeah,
Like a
so
champ.
what I was going to ask, you want me just to see how fast I can eat these? Like,
You know, it's a 3-packs, man. I think go for the marathon rather than the sprint.
so sort of like maybe shove some in and then like linger a little bit. Wait
low and slow, man. Let it cook. Let it shake and bake, man.
If you'd rather get through the spice and funnel it down,
Ooh.
that's cool. If you want to,
Bro, you know that's serious when the man has to wear freaking gloves to make his meals.
That was showing chat while you were gone.
Yeah.
I don't have anything nearly as impressive because I can't have spice anymore. I did get my favorite chilies though, Wendy's chili.
Oh, that's some good chili.
And I put some Louisiana in it since that's the most spice my health will allow at the moment.
Yeah.
Hey, Louisiana's, some people would say that they can't handle that and stuff, you know, like some people can't handle, you know, like when you go to, have you guys ever gone to Nando's?
No.
They have that. Yeah, I didn't know if it's probably not that popular there because you have like other chains that we don't. But Nando's is like it's a Portuguese flame grilled chicken place, but you can have like mild, you can have hot, and then in Australia they call it extra bloody hot sauce.
Oh, damn.
And you know, obviously that's what I normally go. But yeah, some people go to the Nando's find like, you know, mild hot.
All I can think of is people leaving blood trails when they're leaving that restaurant. Hey, I know what he ate.
Oh gosh. So I was telling Happy Friday, Marine. I was telling chat, Rick, I don't know if I ever told you, I used to do the 2-time spicy noodles. I never did the 3. But I used to
How
do
did
the
you
2
feel about the 2? Like you said that was kind of your go-to, so does that mean that you like
Let me rephrase that. It was my go-to when I was feeling something really spicy. It's not like I sat there. That wasn't my everyday noodle. Actually, Brother Roxas introduced me to those 2-time spicy. He hooked me up with my first one, and then I got a taste for them.
Nice.
But yeah, like Brother Roxas and I used to, me, Brother Raz, and Brother Roxas used to eat like, you know, some of the spiciest foods together, and now, of course, the family has grown since then, and Brother Daz and Brother Kalo, they do stuff like, Kalo ordered some Carolina Reaper peppers online just to try, and he's like, I got a bag of these for whoever wants to try them. I'm like, I can't. I have to be healthy.
How did he go with them?
You know, my brother Kalo has just a ridiculous pain tolerance. He handled them just fine.
Yeah,
Like-
because I find like real chilies a lot more harder to do, either dried chilies or fresh chilies harder to do than like sauces and stuff. Like, because I guess the oils are released straight away and you have the seeds and stuff. But with the sauce, it's normally like kind of like they straight, like these don't have seeds in these sauces and stuff like that. So I feel like, I don't know, it seems to get into your taste buds a lot quicker and just stay there. It's like when it's real chilies,
The
it's
lingering
kind
is the hard part. Yeah.
Yeah.
and you can't sort of shift it. Like, say if you have a drink or whatever, it doesn't really shift that oil. That oil, once it hits you, it's kind of there. Where this, like sauces and powders and stuff on chips, you can kind of get rid of it, or it seems to go a little bit quicker. But that being said, these aren't like, you know, just a walk in the park.
I could tell you stories about my brother Kalo's pain tolerance. Like, not too long ago, my brother's in law enforcement, right? And in order to be certified with the mace, you got to get maced in the face, right?
Yeah.
And after you get maced in the face, you don't just like get to wipe it off. Like, they time you and you sit there and keep fighting as long as you can until you have to tap out, right? And again, he's always had just a ridiculous amount of pain tolerance. They had to tap him out. They had to pat him on the shoulder and say, "Okay, you can go get the showers now."
That's enough.
Yeah. He was just going.
Yeah, I saw that video. Back. It's like, dude, it's like the freaking OC cow pissed in his face, right? I mean, his face is just completely matted with OC, and he's got the baton, and you know the other guy holds the big old the big mat, right? And then he's just back. I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
he's got.
This dude ain't human.
Another thing, we were at. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't know how I'd handle that, but I know my pain tolerance isn't too bad because I had a tendon issue in my foot, and I ended up having to have a cortisone needle into the nerve in my foot.
Oh hell no!
And it's like everyone was saying how bad it was, and even the nurses and like that, and the doctor came in to put in the needle, and he said, I will let you know this is one of the most painful areas, and you know, just try and keep still." And when I had it done, I was just like, they was all shocked because I didn't really like make any reaction. And they're like, "Oh, didn't you feel it, or didn't it hurt?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, yet again, like I was saying with the noodles, I feel like when people say, 'Oh, it's really bad and it's gonna, you know, it's gonna really hurt,' it's like I was waiting for like this pain and for this huge reaction, like they put it in and I explode. But I'm just sort of like, yeah, like it kind of just felt to me like when you have blood done, like you can feel the needle go in, you know what's happening. But to me, there's not much reaction. Like,
oh my gosh, no. See, I've had that. I have plantar fasciitis, and years ago I was told that the best thing to do is to get a cortisone shot for it. But the problem is that when they bury the damn needle is right where the heel spur is. It's right between the tendon and the bone, practically right on the bone. Man, that lit me up. I never went back. I walked with a limp for the longest of times. I tried different things until finally I wore a particular type of orthotic that helped me. Just stretching. Nope. I did whatever I could to never, ever get that damn shot. Screw that shot. Nope. I'm allergic to pain. I break out in tears.
Another thing Kalo did was we went to Renaissance Festival. We call him the man with the iron ass. Okay, because they sell different, you know, handcrafted items at Renaissance Festival, and one of them was a paddle. You know, and one of the guys was like, you know, "Try my wares. Anybody wants a spanking?" And you know, Kalo being Kalo's Kalo's Kalo. He's like, sure, I'll take it. He's like, and you know, the person is like, he whoops him. He's like, no, you can really whoop me. He's like, okay, well, how hard? He's like, just whatever. And so, anyways, I can't remember exactly how the word exchange went, but the dude was a big burly dude too, like, you know, and he's like, basically, Kalo ended up telling him, trust me, doesn't matter how hard you swing, you're not gonna hurt me. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm a big guy. He's like, and he tried and wore out his arm, and finally, somehow, it turned into him taking volunteers of people to whoop my brother to see if anyone could make him flinch. Nobody made him flinch. He sat there for like a good 25 minutes getting whooped. Oh my God. Different people coming up. You know, some people would be like, oh, I'll take a turn. And then, you know, they'd be kind of shy going up there. And then some people were like, oh, I get a free lick? That man did not flinch one time. The dude...
It's like the sword and the stone. Everyone wants to have a go. It's like, I can do that. I can hurt him.
Exactly.
Herbert's like, you're a sick freak.
This man is impervious to pain. Speaking of impervious to pain, we got all 3 packs in now.
Yeah, you can put in the plate. You gotta garnish it.
Oh,
that looks beautiful.
Look at that, chat.
Man, that looks so good. Orange. Hold on, man. I gotta move it. Wait, I gotta change it to speaker. There we go.
Yeah, because I've done quite a lot of noodle videos now, I'm like, people can't really see what I'm doing. Like, they can see me eating. So it's the first time that I'm showcasing these clear bowls that I got.
I was just thinking, like, oh man, it looks so artistic in that clear bowl there.
I'm gonna change the music to some rocking badass music. So bear with me, because we need to get that.
So yeah, on Frost and Fist exclusive, you get to see the noodles in the clear bowl.
Oh,
damn.
The reason I got this is because I actually get to break bread with a brother all the way in Australia. So cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, so I guess I'll start doing them, and we'll see how I cope.
Woo! Come on, baby.
I don't know how I'm going to cope with this Louisiana hot sauce, man.
See you on the other side.
This is awesome. Holy crap. God,
all right.
Bless America.
While he tortures himself, I'm going to bring up some of the news from 10th edition. Oh, actually, yeah, because I don't want to take the screen off G, so I'm going to go over some of the talking bits.
That actually looks really good.
I told you, man. I wish we could. I wish we could do a video like this.
No, I can't do that. I can't do that though, man. I mean, I'll do some ramen, but I can't do the extreme.
All right. So there was a Q&A session for 10th edition at Warhammer Fest, and it was nothing that they post. You know, they've done a lot of things posted to Warhammer community,
right?
Warhammer. Their Facebook page, their Twitch, but they did a Q&A session that was just for ticket holders.
Right.
So, of course, lots of content creators went there. So you can find articles all over the place of people who attended. But here are some of the things we found out from the Q&A session. First of all, the Warhammer app will be a new one out for 10th edition. It's going to be similar in style, have additional benefits, but you still got to pay, you know, putting in codes for codexes that you have. Look at him just mowing through
Dude,
those.
he is tearing that up right now.
No, like, you can't even... He's not even flinching, man. You can't see any pain.
Dude, my ass is on fire right now just looking at him.
He is a machine.
Oh my god.
So, my opinion, I mean, I like that they're upgrading the app, but Battlescribe's still a free program.
Yep. You can't beat free, man. Tastes like free.
Tastes like free.
Damn.
No, it doesn't taste like free.
Those noodles.
3 times spicy noodles.
Nah, man.
Look at that. He's already halfway done with the bowl.
Oh my gosh.
No flinch. No pain.
God dang it, man. You rolling that up like it was apple pie. Holy crap. Y'all watching it right here. By the way, if you are not subscribed to G the Hypersapian PhunkenHungry, please go check our links. He is in there in the links in the what is it called? The link tree in the description. Go check it out. Go check out his channel. Super cool. He does all kinds of mukbang, all kinds of food critique. Freaking unbelievable, you guys. Aside from being the badass orc brother, this son of a gun can put away some hot ass food.
It's okay, freak. I'm allergic to pain too.
I am, man. I'm like, oh, dude, the dude's crying. Homer is freaking crying. He's like, damn. But you know what? He'll stand there, look at me, and he'll say, "This is good shit."
Pretty good.
Beast mode. Freaking beast mode right here.
Balance changes are still going to happen quarterly, just like they happen now. No big changes there. Forge World rules. The Forge World rules will not be available at launch, but as they say, not long after.
Oh,
this is G-Dubs, so no telling what not long after means.
That could be any time.
But we'll see. At least it's in the plan. I remember we were left waiting for quite a while during the 8th edition index. Waiting. Okay, when we're going to get our Forge World rules.
Yeah. Yep. They actually came really close to when 9th started rolling. So, took a while.
Leviathan box release. So, a lot of people had concerns because the box set for the Lion widely sold out. They widely underprepared for how popular a brand new Primarch was going to be.
Right.
So they've said they've learned from this and that they've made more of these new Leviathan 10th edition boxes than any other of their box sets in the history of GW. So that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
They're presumably taking the record from Indomitus, and of course, just like a lot of their releases, they're going to do a queuing system, just so that way, people all over the world, get them, and it goes into one big queue. Now, one thing that does kind of concern me is they said that the problem with the Lion's Guard boxes, they think from their sales data, is that it's simply supply and demand. They said that scalping isn't as big of an issue as the community thinks it is.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
I think eBay says differently.
Yeah, exactly. I don't buy that crap.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah. How you holding up there, G? How you doing, man?
Yeah, it's pretty hot in here. I don't know if it's just me.
So, real quick, what's the saddest movie or media you've watched recently?
I don't even know. I guess I was watching Wu-Tang. It was kind of sad when it ended. At the end of the series. Oh.
Speaking of which, freak, this season of Mandalorian was so good, you got to catch up.
Do what?
This season of Mandalorian was so good, you got to catch up.
Well, where you at right now?
I've already finished the season.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
I think I might have 1 or 2 more to do.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm just about there. I mean,
nice.
Yeah, no, I mean, me and the wife have been tearing it up, man.
Good.
Grogu got his little, that was the funniest. Grogu got his damn robot.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no, no. Then yes, yes, yes.
Every season they find a way to make Grogu more cute.
Yep.
They mentioned before, but I guess somebody asked again at the Q&A. The index cards, of course, there are going to be downloadable ones for free, but you can also buy physical copies. All right, 10th edition core rules. Some people have been theorizing that to eliminate the alpha strike, whoever rolls to go first hits the hardest,
Right.
Some people have been theorizing alternating activations. I go, you go, I go, you go. But no, they're keeping it the same way. My turn, your turn. Command points. This was new information. From now on, we're going to start on 0 command points. But we're going to continue to get them my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn.
Right.
And the reason is because there's going to be fewer stratagems. And so it's going to be less about, just stacking your stratagems. It's going to be... And because the way they've changed warlord traits and relics, you're not spending any at the beginning of the game too.
Sure.
So there's not really any need to have those extra at the start. So
Damn.
now you're just going to trickle them throughout the game. Ho ho! Powering through, brother. We're getting that good sweat going. Okay. So clearly your eyes are welling up a little bit. You got some sweat going. How you feeling?
Yeah, well, pretty lit up, and after having the drink, it makes it worse.
Yeah.
But it's like it makes it worse, but you keep on wanting to go back for more just to cool it down for that second. But when you have the drink, it really pushes the flavor around. Lips are numb and tingling. The stomach's a little bit iffy. It gets to the point that I've only got a few more mouthfuls, but
But they're going to be slow going mouthfuls.
Might consider milk if you have any. Just saying. That will actually help dissipate some of that the oil.
Now it's really interesting. Matt Pat's done 2 food theory episodes on the best way to disperse spice. Those are really interesting episodes to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
Consolidating in combat. Confirmed, you can only do it normally if the enemy unit's been destroyed. You can choose to either get it into engagement range or onto an objective with it. Usually you got to go towards the closest enemy, right? Not necessarily onto an objective.
Right.
But here you can choose if you want to go closer, if you want to go to the objective, which I think makes charging to try and finish off a squad more rewarding. If you're like, oh man, especially if it's like a struggle, I can't guarantee that I'm going to win this combat, but if I do, I can maybe get an objective point.
Right.
I like it. It's definitely a little more rewarding.
Yeah, makes sense.
Another big change from the Q&A, you roll the charge and then declare your targets after the result.
Oh.
That's really interesting.
That's different.
I'm sure you probably had a situation with your Terminators where you're like, man, I want to charge them, but that's like a 9-inch charge.
Yeah.
It's more reliable to charge them. They're a 5-inch charge. You're like, which one do I go for? Well, now you can just roll and just pick whatever you can.
Declare it right after. Yeah, that makes it hell of a lot easier.
That's a big change.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Can still pile in unless you're in base-to-base contact. Confirmed fighting is usually base-to-base and models that are also base-to-base. So fighting in 2 ranks, which is pretty much what we do now. I know there's some ways to game that, but the intention seems to always have been 2 ranks of fighting in the last couple editions. So that's roughly the same.
Okay.
Blast is getting a minor change. So any weapon with blast, it's kind of a little bit of a buff. Confirmed that it'll be +1 shots for every 5 models in the unit.
Jeez and Pete.
I mean, it's not that different from before. Before it was if it had 6 models, then you got a minimum of 3 shots for blast, and if it had more than 11 models,
Right.
you got a maximum number of shots. So this is just like a small buff. So your whatever your roll is plus 1 extra shots for every 5 model. So
Okay.
even it kind of makes it even more rewarding to shoot even a regular 5-man squad with the blast weapon.
Right.
That's pretty cool. One person asked, "Can leaders be joined to vehicles?" Usually, like you want to put. You remember how I used to have my Iron Priest walk up behind my dreadnoughts in like 7th edition and early 8th edition?
Yep.
So the leaders still can't be joined to the vehicles, but you're still gonna. They will not be able to join them, but there will probably be rules that will make it more accessible for things like a tech priest or an iron priest to wander along with their vehicles. Going for the finishing bites.
Yeah, he's doing it.
He was not slow rolling those last couple bites. He said he ain't no punk.
I ain't no bitch.
New edition is more generous to the defender.
Holy crap, he did it. He freaking wolfed it down. Oh my god.
And lick the fork clean. Brother, you got to let your Thai brother teach you how to use some chopsticks, though, man.
Oh. Man. Oh, man.
Dude, well done. Well done.
Oh, man. That is insane. Ooh.
Without
being too graphic, it's like once I cleared the nasal passage, it was a whole lot more chilled. Because, like, you know, when you've got stuff in there and it feels kind of uncomfortable, it's like, so I quickly ducked off and cleared that out. And once that was clear, it was like I was ready to go again.
Oh, man. Oh. Bro, you're a freaking monster.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I guess now it's time to start painting.
Yes.
Painting through the burn.
God dang it.
So normally I do like realistic orcs. I was thinking maybe I'd do like Hulk, Bright Orc.
That'll be cool.
Something a bit different.
I remember when we were painting together last week, you said you're going to be doing a really vibrant, like a Hulk style orc soon. That's pretty cool.
So I've got Scorpion Strike and Scorpion Green Contrast. I reckon I'll try that and then go from there.
Nice. That Striking Scorpion Green looks good.
All right, let me put it back to regular view here. Gallery. There we go. All right, I'll be right back.
Psychic is going to be, we've already seen in some of the previews before that Psychic is going to be different. But whereas a lot of us, so we saw before that it's going to be different because like the Psychic attacks are going to be in the shooting phase. You know, if you're hitting somebody with some kind of spell bolt, you're using a shooting attack to do that. And hey, you get some congrats from Lupus in the chat. Hey guys, me and Greg are here. Good to see you, Ash. Good to see you, Greg. People wondered if we're eliminating the psychic phase completely, and there doesn't really seem to be a roll to cast, just roll to shoot. You know, how are we doing psychic defense? They say psychic defense is completely gone now. Or deny the witch anyways. There is psychic defense that's kind of a save. It allows you to save against the psychic attack damage, kind of like the way you would do. We would have been here earlier, but helping his mom. It's all good. It's all good. Greg, I hope your mom's still doing okay. Some units will have ability to turn off psychic within ranges. Mentioned Sisters of Silence may possibly be 6 inches. That's good. That Sisters of Silence still have that ability to turn off psychic powers. Grenades. There will be a universal stratagem for grenades. And we've seen the keyword of grenades on the Infernus squad for Space Marines already. Yeah, she's doing better, and she says hi. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad she's doing okay. Here's another one. So with Space Marine characters getting... Actually, I want to wait till Freak's back to read that one, because that one will apply to him. Doop. Okay. Most units will only get rules for parts included in the box, so we've seen a little bit more of that as the newer codexes are released lately. It seems that whatever options come in the kits for the models, that seems to be the only thing that they're allowing to be taken rules-wise too. You know, before, like Devastator Marines are a good example. You know, they come with like 2 missile launchers, 2 las cannons. I'm just talking out of my ass. I don't remember exactly what they come with, but 2 missile launchers, 2 las cannons, a plasma, and grav, right? Well, a lot of people used to say the best way to play them is to take all of the same weapon. An entire plasma Devastator squad, entire missile Devastator squad, entire las cannon Devastator squad. Now, whatever the box comes with, if it's 2 las, 2 missiles, 2 meltas, whatever, that's what you get to take. You know, it's the days of just trying to order extra parts to make that optimal loadout seems to be going away. TMP, my brother. Which, you know, on one hand, it feels bad that they're taking away options, but on the other hand, people used to really complain about how, oh, well, if I want, you know, GW's just milking my money. If I want a full las cannon squad, that means I got to buy the Devastator kit and then get 3 other las cannons from somewhere else, whether it's buying bits, buying another box of miniatures, whatever. Well, now they're not trying to scalp you out of buying 3 boxes of miniatures for 1 Devastator squad. They're just saying build the kit with whatever it comes with. Now, I know, again, feels bad. That's discouraging some kit bashing. It's not optimal, and of course, it takes away some of your options. But I mean, there's some give and take there. I don't want to pay for 3 boxes for 1 unit. Of course, I'm not a meta chaser either, so you know. Freak, here's something I thought would be pertinent to you. I skipped over this because you're a fellow Marine player like me. So we talked last week about how Space Marine chapters are not going to be defined, or Space Marine armies are not going to be defined by what chapter they play, but what fighting style, right?
Yeah.
So your buffs will come if you're a Gladius attack force, or if you're you know, whatever their melee force is, or their Phobos stealth force, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They say that the chapters will still be relevant for faction-specific characters. You will still be able to be locked, or you'll still be locked to just one choice of these. For instance, you're not going to have an Ultramarine like Tigerius or Marnius Calgar and Torgaradon in the same army. Some people were worried about that you were just going to have a super friends of, you know, just all the most powerful characters from the different factions. But nope. If you're sticking with Imperial Fists characters, then, you know, all your characters are going to be Imperial Fists. So.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. It's just, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's not bad.
It's meowing. I just build things that come in the box if I can. I think the Defiant chapters are still going to have their own... the Deviant chapter is still going to have their own codex. Yes, that is the next Q&A thing coming up. Will you ever need more than 1 codex for a Space Marine subfaction? At this time, the answer is no. We've been bitten by this before, but but allegedly, no. You'll just need 1 codex. If using a few allowed units, you'll just need the data card for the unit used, i.e. an Imperial Knight, but it won't gain any codex rules. Data cards should be digital, so allies don't cost excess rules money now. So that sounds pretty good. But but allegedly, like, they've already confirmed in the Q&A that the different chapters will get the deviant chapters will get their own codex. Space Wolves, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, and Death Watch, and not because that they're trying to make them, treat them more differently than the Ultramarines, White Scars, Fists, or Iron Hands. It's just that they have different units in their codex, such as the Wolfen, the Thunderwolf Cavalry, the Sanguinary Guard, that kind of things.
Makes sense.
Mortal wounds. There's supposed to be a fewer mortal wounds in the games. You'll notice that the psychic powers no longer deal straight up mortal wounds. There's going to be allegedly fewer mortal wounds in the game, so making this another thing to make this a less lethal edition. And Warhammer Legends. There will be a 10th edition update for Warhammer Legends. On one hand, we can say, hey, great, there's going to be more rules for the Legends, but on the other hand, that means some things are probably going to get out of mainstream 40K and put into this. Not a big deal for us particularly, because, we play kitchen table, like usually the guys are cool if I have something from Legends, because I have veterans on bike, a medic on, an apothecary on bike from before they got Legends. Usually the guys are super cool about that. There might be, I don't know, Freak, some rumors are saying that the sales of Captain Lysander are way down, and he's one of those resin models that they've been, retiring. So some people are saying
it's possible it might go away. Yeah.
There's two outcomes.
Right.
It's possible he might get retired to Legends.
Right.
It is also possible that, with 10th edition, we should get a new round of Primaris characters. The Primaris Lysander would be awesome. Speaking of which,
that would be amazing. That would be freaking badass if we can get him a Primaris Lysander.
Speaking of which, let you chat know there might be a cool little project coming. Reek and I, and of course he's still debating on whether he wants to go through with it, but Reek and I were looking up some recipes of people's hit bashes for a Primaris Lysander.
Yeah.
So, if you guys have any pictures or ideas, feel free to send them to us. Lucas the Trickster might be going away because of sales as well. Yes. Lucas the Trickster is also one of those. He fits in both of the categories. His sales have been down, and of course, he is a fine cast model, which they have been trying to get rid of. And then Wolves have another thing, whereas, I could see where they'd be hesitant to take Torgarrot on because Imperial Fists don't have an excess of characters. Mm-hmm. The Space Wolves do have an excess of characters, and a lot of people feel like they could probably, they could do with culling a few of the named characters that the Space Wolves have because they just have so many characters.
Right.
So, on one hand, you might get a Primaris Lucas the Trickster, but on the other hand, he might go the way of some of the other ones where they just say, hey, run him as just a generic Wolfguard battle leader, which is that's basically what he is.
Right. That's sad. It is sad. I agree.
No, just no. I know. I never had the Finecast one. I actually refused because I don't like Finecast. So I converted up my own Lucas the Trickster from Gygor Fellhand in 30K. And I honestly haven't run mine in a hot minute. Oh no, I did. That last battle I had with my wolves, I brought Lucas Trickster. Leave the wolves alone. You're right, Lucas. I was just saying some people feel like Space Wolves have an excess of characters. I was saying I personally feel like they should cut down on characters. But you're absolutely right, Lupus. And in fact, don't just leave them alone. Bring back Bran Redmaw. That's what I say. Bring back Bran. That is one thing I'm worried of. Every new edition is so far I keep reading and I keep seeing his name mentioned in the Codex lore. I'm just waiting for that unfortunate moment where either hopefully they'll bring him back, but I'm waiting for an unfortunate moment where, ugh, I hope they don't kill him off.
Yeah.
We should have an all-character army. We did in 7th edition. It was called the Champions of Fenris. You could make an all-champion army with just a couple of chaff Bloodclaw troops.
Kit bashing coming.
Oh, yeah. Primaris Lysander, Kit Bastion coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Freaky and I were looking at a couple recipes online, and one guy used his Indominus Captain, and I was like, Freak, you still never built your Indominus Captain.
Nope, he's still there.
So, who knows? I know Freak has always been a little hesitant to do the kit bashing thing, but maybe Primaris Lysander will get him to pop his kit bashing cherry.
Maybe.
One thing I'm hoping for with Legends as well is they took a few units from us in the Astra Militarum Codex. I would like to see some of those come back in some way, and maybe it'll be in Legends, maybe it'll be in, the next edition Index or Codex. But like, I painted up 3 Knight Crusaders for my Imperial Army, my Astra Militarum, and then, like, as soon as I got them painted, it's almost the same thing with my White Scars. As soon as I got them painted, like a month later, they were removed from the Codex. I was like, oh, no.
Man.
So if they come back to Legends, at least I can field them again, Right now, there's just no option to take my... And they're not great. Crusaders, let's be clear, I don't want them because they're overpowered. They're regular humans in power armor that have a 4-up save. It's a 4-up invul save, but that's it. It's very easy to fail a 4-up save. And they have power swords, but again, they're just humans. So it's not like they're going to be really OP. It's just cool to have them because they're great looking sculpts.
Fair.
I need an address for Freak. Well, you'll have to hit Freak up on the DMs.
I'll send it to you there, Thomas.
I need to kit bash a new Wolf Lord. Killer, Wolfie, Murder, Fangy, Claw, Wolfie, McWolverton. What do you think? I love it, but I know of some Space Wolf fans who feel like that's everything wrong with Space Wolves right now. Divergent chapters, they were just expanding more in the QA that they will get, the Divergent chapters will get their own indexes and codexes. So it'll go back to 7th edition, where they were their completely own, well, maybe it was 8th edition, where they were their completely own codex. They didn't need the Space Marine Codex. That's cool. I didn't like having to carry around 2 books. Can Sergeant Cronus pilot Primaris vehicles? They said so. Somebody, an Ultramarines player, Sergeant Cronus is an Ultramarines character that used to be able, or was able to pilot regular Ultramarines vehicles. They say, can he pilot Primaris vehicles now that some of the Primaris vehicles can take some of the Primaris now that regular Marines can take some of the Primaris vehicles? They say probably. They decided not to elaborate on that. I think because that's one of those leaks from an upcoming codex they don't want to get on. They said probably, but, and this is a note from Auspex, he notes that he's not on sale anymore. So there's a good chance he might go to Legends, or maybe he'll get a Primaris sculpt. I don't think so, though. New model for Ezekiel is supposed to be coming out. So that's a leak for future Dark Angels release. A new Ezekiel and Dark Angels will be among the first 9 codexes. They've also confirmed that Astra Militarum will not be in the first year of releases. So, I just hope we're not right at the end of 10th, just like we were with 9th, and they'll be like, all right, Ashton Charm, you get your codex. 2 months later, all right, we're going to announce
All right, 11th. What?
Son of a bitch. Some Q&As about Thousand Suns. Not really my thing. I'm going to skip over that. Will plasma work the same? Usually, firing 2 modes, so that'll be the same. Safe and not safe, just like now. So, do you want to overcharge? And it's got the hazardous keyword. We've seen from some of the previewed weapons that the safe option, the non-overcharged, I think it's lost a pip of AP, but you get it back if you overcharge. So, and they announced that there will be more Voton models whenever Voton get their 10th edition codex. And that's basically everything we got from the Q&A at Warhammer Fest. Any questions? I'm just kidding. I don't have the answers. All right, G, how is the spicy painting coming along?
Not
Damn.
that you're going to be able to see it, but yeah, it's one bright.
Look at it,
little-
man.
Hey, it looks like you've got some really good brush control for having had just look at his face. You can't
Hold
even
on,
tell
man.
he just had a battle with 3 packs of spicy food.
Dang it, dude. No, see.
That green is definitely bright, but what I'm going to do, because I didn't really prepare this for contrast, so it's got white on it, but it's fairly dark on the back, more of like a xenophil. If I'm doing contrast, I probably would have done more of a heavy white prime on top of the black. But what I tend to do is mix colors with the contrast to get a very similar color. So moot green and this striking scorpion, they're fairly similar. The striking scorpion's a little bit darker, but if I mix them together and get a fairly similar color and just put it on those areas that sort of need that touch up. But yeah, it's a pretty bright orc that I'm not really used to, but it kind of does look cool. Obviously sort of fairly comic book cartoon looking.
You know me, I love my bright green skins.
Yeah, so I could always take a picture.
Lupus, First TMP said, I like that we got more vehicle options, but you're right, I didn't like using 2 books. That's a great point, actually, I didn't think about. So those people, when we were united with the Space Marine book, the people who ran out and got those Space Marine vehicles we didn't have access to, like the Storm Raven, or the Storm Talon, I wonder if we're going back to having separate books, they'll lose those options. If anybody who ran out and spent $120 on a Storm Raven suddenly are going to lose their Storm Raven that they only got to use for 1 edition.
All right.
Ooh, that
horrible.
sucked. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. Nope. Don't put the tinfoil hat on me yet.
I hope they go away go a route that is, it's going to piss off the community.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely pro community. I want them to do better.
Yeah.
But I didn't even think about that as being a consequence of being taken out of the Space Marine book. I was just like, oh, thank God I don't need to carry 2 books. I didn't think that there could be fallout, because you know me, I haven't wanted to part with the cash for a for a Storm Raven, but the idea of a plane that can pick up a dreadnought and drop Murder Fang on somebody's back line sounds like a good time to me. Just drop him. He just marches out, starts stomping all over troops. You remember Murder Fang, right? You guys were good friends. Shout out to brother Wolf Lord Meeks for hooking me up with my Murder Fang.
Oh, man.
Lupus says there are way too many heretics and Xenos, and they need to be trimmed, especially the bloody greenskins. Oh, I love that meme, TMP. As death walks with the Astra Militarum Codex. Was I a good Todex? To be honest, I have no idea. I literally played like 3 games with you. Oh, that hits me right in the relevant feels. Oh, I'm playing my Astra Militarum tomorrow. I think I'm going to be up to like 6 or 7 games now with the Codex before she gets laid to rest. So I feel like I'm finally getting up to the point where maybe I'm getting a smidgen of my money's worth out of it.
Nice.
I have no idea what Freak's bringing tomorrow. But hopefully something that's good at slaying vehicles. Probably the list you brought against my knights would probably do the same kind of work. Is there anything you don't want me to bring tomorrow? You're like, I don't want to face that bloody tank.
Well, yeah. Oh, good, baby.
I did send the orc to the chat if you wanted to have a quick look. Just doing what I said, like fixing the skin. Actually, like I hate it when I do new orc color schemes because I kind of enjoy it. I'm like, oh, that's a bit different than that I usually do.
I'm kind of mad. I'm going to be honest. I hadn't used any of the new contrasts yet.
Yeah.
So I've been using the older stuff, and so my recipe so far has been using warp lightning, and then going over the top of that with like a moot green.
Yeah.
As a highlight. But looking at this, I could have just been doing one step with striking scorpion the whole time.
Yeah, it is a pretty nice color, and then
it looks a lot like my orcs. I feel like I've been working harder, not smarter.
I've mixed strike and scorpion with moot, so it's fairly similar, just to touch up the raised areas. And then if I really wanted, I could put just moot green by itself, just for like the highlight for like tips of ears or whatever.
Oh,
Knuckles
yeah. And if I still want like some of the shading that I did, I could just run some thin down warp lightning like in the nooks and crannies.
Yeah. I actually, when I ordered the new Seraphon, which should be coming next week, the Seraphon box set, I got Bow Red, the new red, Imperial Fist, the new yellow. I got Proxigor Scales, which is like a lizard man sort of colored, like a green teal sort of color. Did get a couple more, but yeah, just some of the new contrast there. The new contrast seem more like inks, less like contrast. Like they seem sort of one color, where the other contrast, some of them have like the Nazdreg yellow is sort of like a browny yellow that leaves quite a yellow on the surface, but then like a brown color in the recesses.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I use that one for my blonde hair quite a bit.
Yeah, so some of these new contrasts seem to be pretty good. It's like the first time I've really used the Strike and Scorpion, but I've seen the color. I've seen people do videos on YouTube about showing all the new colors, and I mean, they're just a little bit expensive just to, like buy, like as soon as they came out, buy the whole set. But I bought a few that I thought I might use. And as I mentioned before, I kind of like mixing them with other colors, just normal acrylic paint. So for the war boss that I'm working on, I did some of his scaly like pelts. He has some scaly pelts on him. I did that snake bite leather, but I'll probably obviously work on them a little bit more, like add other colors to it. But I find that they're a pretty good start. Like they're good for base coats, and then you can work from there. And because obviously they kind of work and they go into the shadows a little bit, you kind of have sometimes a better idea of where to put the highlights.
I like doing that, but then also I like to do it the other way, where I paint in the recesses and then just put the contrast on top to filter. I guess now it's like called slap chop, but I'm not trying to be the I was doing it before it was cool guy thing, but it's just I was just called filtering before. where I would paint in the recesses and then put the contrast over the top and have that as like my highlight color.
Yeah.
Freakalicious, would you mind showing off his orc on chat?
Yeah, let's do it. Nice environment.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, I'm almost mad because it reminds me of my skin recipe, but it's just one step with the contrast. Well, it's 2 steps with the touch up with the green. But yeah, it's very similar. I like it. It's very striking.
Very striking scorpion, some may say.
Every time I hear slap chop, I just imagine the infomercial where the dude says, "You're gonna love these nuts." Oh, I wish I could play with you guys on my hobby desk. I just started with my Rusk mission, and that's not the Lehman Russ tank. He's talking about the 30k Primarch, Lehman Russ of the Wolves, of the Vilka Fenrica. Oh, one pork chop I did forget, guys. Just to show you real quick. I did finish one D&D miniature for my brother-in-law. So I'm pretty pleased with how he came out. It's got some goldish, some weathered gold armor there. But yeah. The face, I went really back and forth on this face. And it's not as detailed as I normally like with my skin tones. But these Reaper miniatures are just so much softer in the facial details. Like they're not just, like a GW miniature has like well sculpted noses, cheekbones, and whatnot. And it was just the facial features were just not super well defined. The lips were practically non-existent. It was just, but, that's a D&D miniature. It'll get the job done. But I would have liked to have done a better job on the face. But like I said, the detail, just not really there. That's why you guys haven't seen it on Instagram yet. Because like, it looks good from a distance, but I just wish I had done better with the face. Well, Freakalicious, we watched a man sweat to death and then go to paint and look up like he hadn't done anything. Look at him. Bushy-tailed, bright-eyed, he looks perfectly fine.
I don't understand.
That helped wake me up.
Oh my god.
Better than coffee.
Man.
There you go, Frank.
Am I the only
one?
I'll stick with the coffee, G. Yeah, I'll stick with the coffee, bro.
Every once in a while, I'll just Amazon him random paint products to try at his house. Next, he's going to get Amazon randomly some of that Samyang noodles.
Like, how can I make that mysteriously disappear?
Yeah,
we got to get you.
It did say it didn't come. Oh, for some reason the package didn't come. I don't know why.
I never got it. You sure? It shows the tracking. It showed up. Must have got delivered to the wrong house.
Am I the only one who stayed up too late watching infomercials? Slapchop was a manual food processor. Oh yeah, for sure. I get the reference. In fact, I think the original painting tutorial that referenced Slapchop, I'm pretty sure that they actually included a clip of the infomercial in with that original reference. Coffee is the devil's sweat. Oh no, coffee is the nectar of the gods. Coffee is sweet ambrosia. It's wonderful. It's amazing. It also works really great as an IV. Baked potatoes with pulled pork and barbecue, plus sour cream and cheese, plus beer. I'll do it. Wait, you'll do what? Oh, yeah. You'll eat the noodles if we send you the Samyang noodles. Of course. Oh, of course. I don't think I've actually seen him have to react to pain, thankfully. I've only seen him in pleasant situations. The few times we got to hang out, but I'm pretty sure that Hellchild is one of those crazy people that have a ridiculously high pain tolerance as well. 8
He's a
p.m. here.
Marine.
Oh,
Dude.
yeah, absolutely. I just had a cup of coffee while preparing for another late night paint session. Awesome. Unfortunately, I will not be joining you tonight. Freak and I have an early morning, and on top of that, I got to pick up Brother Darklight. Woo,
Yeah.
428 here. Lupus, my man, you should rest at some point, brother. I always love to
Dang.
see you around, but, you know, I want you to be okay, and I want you to get some rest when you can, brother. Any closing thoughts? Oh, I already asked you for closing thoughts, Freak. Any closing thoughts for you, Oni? Oh, he's muted. I'll rest when I'm in the box.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize I was muted. What was the question?
You got any closing thoughts for tonight?
I was in my own little world.
It's all gravy, baby. You're in the zone on them Blade Guard babies.
Yeah.
Gee, my man, you got any closing thoughts? You showed up on our show. You showed the rest of us that we were beta punks compared to your punk ass.
It was good to break bread with you finally, or have some chili with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As always, I appreciate you guys and for coming on. It was super fun. Well, was it super fun though?
Maybe for us.
I'll
I don't know about you.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Yeah. There is an
But
outcome.
yeah, I wanted to try to get an orc done, and pretty much if I wanted to go contrast method, I'd pretty much just have to do the clothing really, because I've kind of I did the Basilicanum grey on the weapons, and you know a lot of people.
It does from here. It does look like mostly done. If you were like just going for tabletop.
Looks good.
But yeah, it's been an awesome stream, and hopefully people didn't, enjoyed seeing me eat for a while. Something a little bit different for the Frosted Fist.
Hell yeah, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. We've mentioned on the show before, Freak and I love a good mukbang. So
Yeah.
it was actually kind of neat to be on the show with the mukbang going on.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to do it again and see if we can get similar food or something one time.
That would be great.
I'm down with that. Yes. We just have to collaborate which food, you want to do. Now, if
Maybe
it's going to be something that's going to be blow my intestines up, I'll pass. Just
I'm pretty sure everyone's seen me sweat, cry, and pretty much everything.
no.
Blood,
See
sweat, and
what
tears.
you did. You were manly. See that level on my end. I'd be balled up in a corner with my thumb sucking my thumb. So yeah. Nah. I like spice for flavor. I don't like it to exterminate my taste buds.
I prefer it
You
when
don't do the
can
spice
eat
for the
it.
rush, huh?
I prefer it when you can sort of enjoy the food a bit more. That's not too bad, but
Yeah.
food you can kind of has a little bit more flavor with the spice.
Yeah, no, I get it. But I if I want to rush, I'll ride my motorcycle. I'm okay with that. So.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Lucas
Dude.
says, I'll rest when I'm in the box. I got wolves to paint.
there
I
you
respect that.
Hey.
A lot of respect. TMP's with you, freak. Lupus says, put the TP in the fridge, G. Man,
go.
all
Right?
those years I
And
was
beg for
eating-
ice cream.
all those years, it's funny. I found out about this just recently. I want to say sometime last year, maybe. And all those years I was eating spicy food, I never once thought about putting the TP in the freezer. I wish I had known about this life hack back then. Humans are the only animal that eats spicy food on purpose. It's supposed to prevent animals from eating it. Danger, go away. Oh, I love this shit. Guys, you can find both of his channels down in our link tree below. G the Hypersapian for his orky goodness, and for all of his food-related content, find him on
PhunkenHungry.
PhunkenHungry, because he's G and he's PhunkenHungry. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to adopt a persona for eating with you, G. It'll be like mukbang Methos or something.
Oh my god.
That sounded so
You're
good.
gonna have to learn that Thai a little bit more. That's
Oh man. All right, so guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys like this episode, please make sure that you grab up an ox and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor.
Moo.
And drop us some comments down below, especially if you're watching from the archives. Feel free to be part of any of these ridiculous conversations. Make sure there's some claps down in the comments because a lot of respect for G following off 3 packets of nuclear noodles.
Beast.
And look at him. Look at him. He's fine. He's fine.
I don't know how he's done it.
Oh, I meant to ask you, have you ever had the last dab sauce from the hot ones?
No, I haven't, but I would enjoy them. Like even trying the sauces. I know the worst one is meant to be the bomb because it's meant to be like no flavor, just like
Straight
burn
capsaicin.
and no flavor. So that's
Oni
probably
has Oni has his head in the ox. Yeah, we'll have to see future challenges for you. What's next for the man who fears not the nuclear noodles?
Well, there's one there's noodles that I have found that's called the world's spiciest ramen, but a lot of times it's just probably because they're trash and they're trying to sell them. You know, they're like, oh, these aren't that good. Let's just put the world's spiciest on there.
Oh, no.
But I'll give them a try. I did the ghost pepper the day back ones. They do have a Carolina Reaper, but I haven't been able to find one locally yet. So yeah. Someone said about the Packwai chip, the 1 chip challenge. So that could possibly be coming up in the future.
Ooh, Pocky 1 chip.
Yeah.
Hellwork says he'll bring you some curry someday. If it ain't food, if it's trying to kill you, fact. If you guys are not yet subscribed to G the Hypersapian or Phunken,
Do it!
or any of our other friends in the link tree of the Frost and Fist friends down below, and if you're not subscribed to any of these handsome devils on screen, then we would love to have you as part of the pack here on the Frost and Fist. Until next time, guys. Stay frosty and subscribe.